Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m. in the Spotlight, featuring people from all walks of Dominican life, spotlighting their triumphs and tragedies, dreams, hopes, aspirations, untold stories, touching the human and personal side of our people in politics, religion, sports, business, music, culture, the media, and more. Getting to know our farmers, our public servants, youth, and the ordinary Dominican. Listen to their stories. No limitations, no restrictions, no holds barred. In the Spotlight, we'll also spotlight interesting topics, issues, and relevant situations. Don't miss In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m. In the Spotlight.
8:13 is the time in the studios of Q95 FM radio. It is a beautiful Monday night in the Nature Isle, and it is such a pleasure to be here for another In the Spotlight radio show. Thank you to all those of you who are already tuned in via the airwaves of Q95 FM radio on 95.1 FM, and those of you who are joining us via Facebook on the In the Spotlight radio and TV shows page. We are happy to have you. My guest has also shared it to his page, so you can check it out there as well. We are getting ready tonight for a masterful show, and I hope you are all here for it all. As usual, we thank Q95 FM for allowing us the opportunity to be here on a Monday night so that we can bring this show to you. And we appreciate you for tuning in and joining us. We thank Josephine Gabriel and the Company Limited for providing us with Twapito water. We thank Jordan Jerome for making any adjustments that we need for our assets. Thank you, GK. And we know also that the folks at the Great Old House also provides us with dinner. Well, we are actually starting back tonight. So after the show, our guests will get some dinner from the Great Old House. No, you don't have to go sit there. It'll be packaged. Welcome again, everyone. This is the In the Spotlight radio show as we're coming from the carnival season in Dominica, and what a season it was. everything. I mean, there was so many events for everyone to attend. I don't think our visitors had a spare moment to just sit around and do nothing. We had a wonderful Miss Dominica pageant. Congratulations to Adessia Burton. And don't talk about the Calypso finals. History being made on the night of February 18th at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. And we're here to talk about it tonight with the new history-making Calypso Monarch in Dominica. In fact, I just found out his age. I thought he was a bit older. But stick around, we'll get to know all of that as we go through the program. Congratulations to all the winners of Carnival 2023, everyone who contributed, the sponsors, the participants, everyone who played a part in Masalawi, the real mass for 2023. Guys, I think we can pat ourselves on the back. I think it was really, really something special here for us in Dominica. And so, as we mentioned, on the night of February 18th, history was made in Dominica, where Calypso is concerned, and we have a monarch who is pretty young, very young, a monarch who penned his own lyrics, and a monarch who I find, you know, the interactions I've had with him to be a very pleasant, respectful young man, and I definitely admire that. I first encountered him when he came to sing for us at Flow, outside of Flow, you know, and I appreciated that when he came through. And again this evening, and I just find, you know, very, very pleasant young man. And I think, you know, that is a plus, a really good attribute to have, especially in holding those positions. And don't talk about humility. I suspect that he also is quite the humble guy. So we will see tonight, you know, how much we're going to learn about, is it Gael?
Yes.
Gael, Gael, it is Gael. Let's make sure we have the right mic for you. Gael Trilla-G, John Baptist.
Yes, John Baptist
is our guest tonight on the In the Spotlight radio show. And guys, you know how I do it. It's all about a conversation. We don't interview nobody. If you notice here, I don't have any questions written down anywhere. We're just going to have a conversation. And let the mics do the work for us tonight on the program. Mr. John Baptist,
yes.
I shall Mr. you as we start, but it will change as we go along. Good evening to you, and thank you for accepting the invitation to be on the In the Spotlight radio show. I really, truly appreciate you accepting. I mean, you gave Shares when free publicity in my promo video. You know, they owe me. But that was quite cool.
Yeah.
So let me allow you the opportunity to say good evening to everyone.
Yes, so good evening to everyone. Good evening to the listeners of the In the Spotlight what's the radio talk show. Trying to get the proper proper name for it. Good evening to the lovely Miss Fedina Frampton.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice to sit down and finally speak with you. So I'm looking forward to have a nice little conversation. Good evening to all the listeners once again, whether you're in town, you're in the countryside, you're in Dominica, you're overseas, any part of the world, if you're on Mars, good evening to you. And it's your boy, Trilla-G. Well, King Trilla-G now. So yeah, man. Good night.
People told me when I was on radio that I had an infectious personality. Have you been told that?
Me?
Yes. Yes. In that people warm up to you easily.
Yes, honestly, I've been told that. I've been told that quite a number of times. I guess it's a trait that I have since I was very young. Just the other day, my mother told me if it's one thing, the charisma I have will bring me a long way. So I mean, I guess I have that sort of vibe. I guess vibes, that's how we call it, the young people. So yeah, man.
And you should definitely keep it because it works. I can tell you, because you came in here and I'm cool. You know, we're ready to roll and we're just gonna have our conversation, right? You don't come in there with no tenseness or no nervousness, nothing, which is pretty good. So tonight, Trilla-G, we're gonna do a few things. So we're gonna get to know you a bit more, not too intimately, but intimate enough, right? We're going to get to know you in that way. We're going to get to know about your musical background. We want to know a bit about your education, and I'll tell you why for that part. When I read that piece that you wrote, I said, but Mr. is a writer too. In terms of, right, not just writing Calypso, but, writing. I mean, it was very well written, and there was, you just built out everything nicely. So, and you wrote your thing yourself, right? Of course. So right there I'm saying, okay, that means this young man is pretty intelligent as well. You're into finance because you work at the NCCU. Yes. So we'll talk about what the ultimate goal is in terms of career for Trilla-G or Gael. We will talk about this piece that you wrote on your social media platform, because it's a bit deep and it's covering quite a few areas. Okay. And it gave us the impression that, this thing was no joke for you. No. You did your background, you did your research, you spoke to who you had to, and all of that. Sure. And so, I'm not going to ask you to tell me who the secret person is. That secret person seemed to have made quite an impression. I respect that. But definitely some of the other folks you spoke about, we will talk about that relationship. And even the secret person, how the secret person was able to help you to get to where you had to get to. So we're going to do a little something. We'll take one of your, a little bit of your calypsos. One of your calypsos, which is the boycott. Is it cut or caught? Or play on words?
Well, in Dominica, we have a certain way we pronounce our words. So, if you want to say cut, you can say cut, but if you want to say cut,
you can say cut.
We'll understand what you say.
It's up to you, right?
It's up to you, yeah.
Trilla-G. I didn't come here to be your eyes, Calypso, just to reveal some secrets you didn't know. Let's go back to the night, because my guy, I promise you we didn't cry for you and I. You know the reason why the boy was so upset. He got caught by fixing his cabinet. The boy caught. It was a Sunday night and the weather just finished for.
Is the time in the studios here at Q95, and we'll give you the opportunity to hear the entire sound during the course of the program. But we're going to start talking now. First thing for me, Trilla-G, is Trilla-G. Explain it to me, please.
Trilla-G.
Yes.
Name Trilla-G?
Yes.
Well, that name came about back in high school. Honestly, there was this group of guys. They were friends of mine, and they had a group named Trilla-G. Yeah, those are my boys. Philly Go Fresh. He has a store named Go Fresh, and then we had Kenton and Jufon and some other guys. And yes, so they had that group called Trilla-G, and I always wanted to join that group, but they were a year older than me, and I was too young. So they had all the girls, they had all the vibes, and so they never let me join their group. But I always looked up to them in school. Those were my boys, and so I took that name. I always liked the name of that little squad, Trilla-G, and I took that word and I made it mean something to me. And to me, being trill is being true and real to yourself. You know, and
that's your own definition.
That's my definition of Trilla-G. You might have another definition, but that's what I take it to mean. And I always loved that word, being trill. You know, being different. That's what it means to me. And so I took that word and I took the G, Gael, and I made one thing, Trilla-G. And you know, since I love words so much and I like to be this lyrical guy, I decided I would do Trilla-G to make a play on words with Trilla-G. You know,
I get you now.
Yes. That's where I came up with that name, Trilla-G. Yeah, because I always wanted to be an artist. I always wanted to do music, and I was doing my little thing, uploading music on SoundCloud, and I always told myself I need a name. So I sat down and then I came up with the Trilla-G.
So that is your artist / stage name?
Yes, that's my artist / stage name.
Okay, so Trilla-G, one word or stuck together?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
Trilla-G.
G.
Yes, Trilla-G.
Trilla-G.
So, if you are not following my social media page as yet, that's Trilla-G. Okay, guys.
Well, I recently followed. I must admit. I was saying to you earlier on that, well, you're pretty young for one, right? If you don't mind sharing your age.
My age is 23 years.
Yeah.
I'll be 24 in March. Okay?
I find you quick to say the 24, but
No,
the point is you're 23.
If we have to play a drinking game tonight, guys, the amount of times that I tell me I'm so young, I trust I'll be drunk by now.
Okay, you'll be 24 this month.
Yes, I'll be 24
this month. So I was saying to you earlier on that I got to know who you were. I mean, I would have seen stuff around on social media, whatever the case might be. But I remember something really devastating happened to you as it relates to your social media.
Oh, yes.
What happened?
Well, basically, I woke up one morning, I think it was in March last year. And
about a year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago. And I went to, was it in March? I think it was March, yeah. And I went to YouTube first thing in the morning. You know, I listen to inspirational stuff in the morning sometimes, whenever I can, when I have the time. So I went to YouTube first thing as I woke up, after I see my prayers, and I go on YouTube. YouTube telling me you changed your password couple hours ago. I checking for YouTube back.
You're sleeping.
I checking it's sleeping, that don't make no sense. So one time so start to take me, I check what I put in there. So I go in my phone, I go on my Google account, because Google and YouTube linked, and Google wasn't allowing me to log in either.
Oh my.
And yeah, so it was just trouble from there on out, and I finally realized that my account got hacked, and I spent weeks trying to get back my account, and it just wasn't allowing me to get it back. When I send emails to YouTube, because you have to do some sort of appeal to try to get back your account, which is a long and tedious process. So when I tried to get back my account, it was telling me that it was somebody with a Dominican number that actually did that to me. And so I mean, you know.
So what exactly? You lost all your.
So what happened was they took over your account, and they were probably running scams on your account. So like crypto scams, and So well, at the time it was devastating to me because I thought I lost all my videos, I lost all my views, I built up my channel from scratch, and it took years.
Of course.
And trust me, it was hurting. And then I ended up finding out, you know, it was a Dominican number that took control of my YouTube. And I never really found out who the person was. Honestly, I'm not sure if the person was even in Dominica or if the hacker, like, some sort of way set up their system to show that it was in Dominica. I don't know. But thank God that through the help of I don't want to call the wrong name. I think he's Marie Pascal or Abby, you know.
Is one of them.
One of them.
Yes.
They provided me with the link to the people, to the direct contact of who I can talk to get back my account. And thanks to their help, I was able to get back my channel maybe like two or 3 months later.
You got it back?
Yes, I get back my channel.
Views intact?
Videos, everything.
No way.
Yep, I get back everything. I mean, who job bless, no man.
I tell you.
Or you can finish it.
Yeah. So that is how I really got some visibility of you and who you are. So you know, I was making the point earlier because you put out an appeal on social media. I don't remember what platform you used, but if you had a new page, I don't remember exactly what it was.
I created a new page and everything, and I dropped a single on that page to try to, you know, pull back my fans to that page. So big up the folks at Dominica Breaking News who actually helped me to push that message out to the people so that I could try to get back my channel. And you know, I thank them for their efforts. But thanks God, I got back the original channel, and I was able to then now tell the people on the new channel to
move over to that one. So did you discard that other channel?
It's still there. It's still
I
there.
think I followed, you know, because I figured I even commented under the thing, and I'm like, why would somebody do that?
Yeah. But it's still there because the other song's still on there.
Okay.
So I just decided that got a nice number of views, so I was leaving it there. So people it'll be like some prized possession, I guess, of a channel that, you know.
But the security is tighter now, I hope.
Of course.
Definitely tighter.
You have to teach me a lesson twice or 3 times.
You learned from that one.
One time.
Yes. And after that, you know, I started seeing a bit of your stuff a little more, and then, you know, I guess what the bad thing that happened to you almost turned out so good as well, because, you know, more people got visibility of who you were and what you were doing. And soon after that, you said you did release a video, so I remember seeing that video as well. But the point is, here we are today, and you enter the Calypso arena just like that, and just literally sail your way through. I know it was not smooth sailing, and we'll talk about that a little later on. But let us get to know a little bit more about you. When you were crowned on the night of the competition, you started, I remember you started speaking, and then you gestured to Val and said, can I continue?
Yes.
And then you started speaking, and then...
And I still have so much more to say.
And well, we're going to say it tonight. Let's hope it comes through tonight. And I couldn't help but notice that, and we're going to talk about family a bit, that you highlighted your mom.
Sure.
And that, you know, your mom was at the Calypso finals. When she was 9 months pregnant.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, I think I was destined to fall in love with Calypso because my father, he had loved his Calypso from, you know, what people, his friends, and my mother told me. He used to be at every Calypso show. He loved his Calypso. So I was probably, before I was even in the stomach, I was in the sack. For lack of a better term, you know, already. So my mother too loved the Calypso, and she just came from studying in France. And when she came down, she got pregnant, and I think I made a mistake. It was 98, it was 99, and she was big pregnant with me at the Calypso show. And so we come back full circle 23 years later, and here I am.
Because you're right, if you were born in March, That means that it would have been either February or March,
yes,
you know.
yes. In 99, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, not only that, but growing up, I used to hear Calypso around the house a lot. I had neighbors that loved Calypso, used to blast their Calypso. They loved their dice, they used to play dice. I had a neighbor, he had a whole album of dice music. And my mother would listen to Calypso. And from there, you know, I had a liking for it. When it was around the seasons, not something that I would have paid very, very close attention to, because most of the topics didn't suit me. However, Calypsonians who always had a great play on words, I had a deep appreciation for them even at a young age. So I remember I used to go to school and sing science song, Dr. Finger, and then, you know, what is his name? Calypso was one of my favorites.
What you liked about Calypso? What you liked about him?
His lyricism, his masculine.
Yes.
You know, he used to have some good songs. Well, not used to.
He's still there.
He's still there. He's still there. Fouchette in the Cabinet, Hook in the Minor. You know, I remember all those songs growing up. So these guys, these writers, well, these compositions, played a good role, I guess, in me. The style of the Calypso that I like, you know.
So tell me a bit more about mom and family and dad.
My father was a police officer. My father was a police officer. I'm not sure if you know JB, police, JB. You ever heard JB?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's my father.
Okay.
And he was a police officer. My mother was a teacher, and for most of the time, she raised 3 of us, and she was a single parent. She and my father split up early. But you know, it was never a situation where I resented my father or anything, because he was still around. So he used to go and check me.
That's important.
Yeah, he used to go and check me. And like I was saying in another interview, honestly, I don't have any resentment towards my father for the decisions he took, because like I said, he was still there. So, and even towards the latter end of his life, because he passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, he passed away when I was in 4th form.
Okay.
What year was that? Probably 2014 or something like that. And he used to, you know, invite me over to where he was stationed in Soufriere, so we could spend time with him, me and my youngest sister on his side. And you know, I got to learn a lot from my father, even though he wasn't at my home, you understand? And I felt like that was very instrumental in me growing up, because the times that I did spend with him, whatever I was able to take away from him just made it that much more valuable. You understand? Probably I wouldn't have appreciated certain things if he was always in my face 24/7. But it's different people. Some people need that father figure 24/7. Myself, I didn't really see it as any big deal. My mother was Superman and Superwoman for all 3 of us, and for her, to her, I've always been dead for that. But I appreciate her all the more. And she did what she had to do to raise her children. She worked, you know, like 2 or 3 jobs. She tutored. She's a teacher, so she tutored in the afternoon, and she still went to do classes at Alliance Française. So, you know, my mother knew what she had to do, and she raised all 3 of us. And yeah, that's basically how I, you know, was raised.
Did your dad know that you didn't hold any ill will or resentment towards him?
Yes, man. My father knew I love him a lot, and I looked up to him. You know, plenty of the behaviors people will see me today, and if they knew my father, and sometimes they didn't even have to know I am his offspring. When they see me, they say, "Because I'm JB, yeah."
It's not for JB,
yeah, yeah. You know, like they don't make any connection.
Yes.
Because I don't know. I guess it's not something I do especially. I guess just from being a child and looking up to him, know some of his behaviors and his ways are now being exhibited in the way that I act and move and talk and so on and so forth. My father was a gentleman. Yeah, man.
You come across as a gentleman too, so
I try my best. Lately, I try to, you know, be a little more refined because
you are the king.
Yes, I should. Yeah, as I should. So, my father, he used to make sure you looking nice every time you see him, and the man well dressed, everything. Always had the freshest ride. Hi! Always had the freshest ride. And he used to wear dainty on his vehicles. Pick up now.
I'm with you now.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's my papa.
Yeah, that's my dad. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he knows that I love him. I remember one time.
I'm happy to hear you say that he knew that you love him. That's important.
He should have known. He knows that, man. He knows that. And that one time I remember he come and check me, and so I was always fascinated with that. With like he always putting dainty on the rides. I was young. I say, but Daddy, what is the meaning of dainty? He just laugh. He start laughing, kind of an infectious laugh. So he laughed. I said, well, Daddy, why asking your question for real? He say, you're a smart boy, and I know you're a smart boy. When you go inside, ask him for the dictionary and look for the meaning of dainty. And I always appreciate that. That stick with me forever. Because that little thing right there teach me a lesson. Like, it's not everything you ask for, you're going to get it one time.
Google it for Christ's sake.
Do your own research. You can not everything people have to spoon feed you. You know, and that's something that stick with me. And I really appreciate. You see, as I tell you, he wasn't there all the time, but when he was there, the teachings, the things he would say, the wise things, like you pick up, you understand? And that's what I appreciated. So yeah, and he was there, man. When he passed
was
away,
he
it
ill?
was tragic.
Was he ill?
Yeah, he had fallen sick.
Okay.
And, it was tragic. I remember when I was I remember, so like my mother, with my stepfather and my mother, and the three of us, we were going to Point Michel, where my mother have a house and stuff. So we were driving from Gulu to Point Michel. So I had seen my father the last time. It was a year before, and them time I go in church. So I come from Carnival Camp. Yes,
wait. From Carnival Camp to Calypso. This is crazy.
Trust me.
Go on.
Yeah. So from Carnival Camp was the last time that I see my father. 6 months later, my father was like a strapping man. So 6 months after that, I come home a day probably from playing basketball or something, and I see my mother on the floor sit down crying. So I check my mommy, what happened to you? Why are you crying for? Mommy, what I'm doing? I concerned. Checking, boy, your father, and your father just come there and check me, and that's not your father. I check him, what? So I say, okay. When I was younger, certain things don't hit you unless you're in the moment. So maybe 6 months after that, which coming back to a year now, we drive in, all 5 of us, so the story back to us driving from the to permission. And I seen an old man walking on the side of the road. I seen an old man walking on the side of the road. So my mother stopped the ride. My mother said, "How should you look your father?" I check in.
No.
I check in what? So then we stopped the ride, and then I see my father. A year later, being not like my father and stuff. It was tragic seeing him like that, but you know, he was sick. Did you break down at the time, or you were just not really? I think I was in shock. I think after not seeing him for a year, I think it kind of made me a little normal, a little strong. And yeah, soon and from there I was prepared for the worst after that. So you know, but in any way I can, you know, pay my respect to him because I know he was proud to have me as a son, you know, and all his other children, you know, we love our father and things, so, you know, big up. I'm not going to talk much about, you know, what transpired, you know, after he passed and where you were and where you found out and all of that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to move to Mom. Does Mom know too how much you appreciate her? Of course. Of course. I just want to check my mother. I just want to check my mother. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my mother. I learned a lot from my mother. and my mother make, like she moved mountains. Sometimes it felt literally to make things work, you know, in our life. For us, my mother would stay with us and always make sure we have, you know, and that's not just a story of my mother, but plenty mothers that doing that stuff for their children especially, you know, in communities we consider the ghetto. I mean, we're not being a ghetto, but I mean, you know, a lot of people basically in Dominica can relate to that type of story. So I mean, it's a common thing in Dominica. You have to big up all of our mothers in Dominica. Try your best, anybody where you are. Call your mother on us. So after you finish listening to the interview, call your mother and just tell her thank you.
I love that. Where are you from, though? I know you lived at Point Michelle at some point in time, but where are you from?
I'm from Goodwill.
You're from Goodwill? Okay. Yeah. Same for your parents? Where are your parents from?
My mother from... But I don't think it's wrong because she schooled me the last time I got an interview.
Oh my goodness, am I going to get you in trouble?
She's from Tibo. Mom is from Tibo. Yeah, she's from Tibo on that side. And my father from Calypso.
Okay, that area. Okay, and you're from Goodwill?
Yeah, I'm from Goodwill.
You're from Goodwill. And do you still live in Point Michelle or you lived in Point Michelle?
I lived in Point Michelle, currently residing in Goodwill.
Okay.
But you know, Point Michelle is always, the doors are always open to me. Point Michelle people, my people, and my place.
They claim you too,
yeah, they say one way or another the crown will come up Point Michelle. I guess they were right. So big up Lapwet one time. Yes, I.
Let us talk a bit. You've mentioned a little bit already about you know, growing up and even being in your mommy's tummy when she was at the Calypso finals the year you were born. But let us learn a little bit more about you growing up. Even if you're young, and I'll say that probably a few more times for the night before the night is over. But I'm sure you experienced life growing up as a boy.
Yes, for sure.
Let us talk about that aspect of your life. Drink your water. Drink your toilet water. It's okay. Yes, water. And I like that about you, by the way, as well. I must mention, even the day you performed for us outside at Flow, you know, big up Flow one time, you said that, you know, look, big up Josephine Gabriel. And that's good. You know, people, it'll make people very comfortable working with you when you come to them, you know, to ask for support. Go on, Michael. Okay,
so you said like as a boy?
Yes. What was life like? Where were you when you were a boy? Were you in Goodwill? Were you in Point Michelle? Where were you from the time you can remember yourself as a child?
Well, most of the time as a child, I lived in Goodwill. Okay. Surrounded by some of the most loving neighbors, the nicest people, you know, and I think life as a boy was good, man. It was good. Honestly, nothing tragic or nothing too scary to mention. Life was good. Like I said, my mother did a great job at shielding us from the ills of the world. So everything was nice. And but you know, as a boy, you see certain things, you have certain friends, and you know, you become a man in the process. And so normal boy, run around, play, but at an early age, I got interested in computers earlier. Yeah, so from a young age, I used to take apart my computer and build it back up, you know, them kind of things. So I found a love in computers as well. So while everybody else used to be playing outside, I would be inside in my computer. And until I'm ready, I'll go outside and join them until mommy says it's time to come back inside. You're inside. And I love to read as well. I love stories. I love to act. I love to take part in different activities when it comes to creative arts. I love reading so much so that I actually found myself as a finalist in the first ever reading competition. Really? Yeah, organized by, you know, the great
Felix Henderson and DBS Radio. Yes, and DBS Courts at the time as well.
So I found myself as a finalist there, and I won a computer there. So, you know, that was nice. And Yeah, life as a boy was cool, man.
School. Where did you?
School, I went to preschool. I went to St. Alphonsus preschool, and primary school was SDA, Roseau SDA. At the time, no, it's Ebenezer, but Roseau SDA. And then I went to Dominica Grammar School and then State College.
And that's it.
And that's it for now.
What's the plans?
In the future, the plans, right now, and so I would like to one day further my education. However, it's something that I'm thinking about because I feel like, the everything is a system. You understand? No, I want people. I don't want people to get me wrong.
I'm waiting to hear.
I don't want people to get me wrong.
Tell me.
If you can go to school, go to school. You should go to school. You should try to further yourself in your education any way possible. And eventually I don't do that because that's how the system is. But like, if I had to say, I would not be so ecstatic to go to school where you have to take a student loan.
I get you.
And then you're putting yourself in debt. To come back to work for the rest of your life to pay that debt. You understand? So that is where I find a little gripe about going back to school. But I understand that that's what you need in life to succeed in certain areas. So I will make it happen.
Right.
I will make it happen.
Now you are the Calypso Monarch.
Right.
You're a young man. You're intelligent. You're bright. I think a scholarship should come your way. If that comes your way, then what? Will you then go?
For sure.
You will go.
For sure.
You may have to still take a small loan.
No problem.
Help certain things.
No problem.
But you would go.
For sure, I would go.
You would go.
Because then it would make more sense for me. I would go in a heartbeat.
And it's costly, you're right. It's very costly, to go out and study if you don't have a scholarship. So I get your rationale. I get you. But I will still encourage you.
For sure.
At some point, you got to do it.
I will. It's just not something that I super feel about
at this time.
But I would like to further myself in my education, of course, because right now and so I work at NCCU, and I am currently the acting marketing assistant to the manager. So marketing is my passion. That's what I like to do. If I have to be in the corporate world, and so I understand that if you need to continue, of course you need to further yourself, get up to date on the new marketing techniques and trends and so on. And you can learn all the way through certificate programs or going back to school. So of course I will go back to school and make it happen.
And you do a good job with some of the videos that I've seen. You've done some stuff for NCCU and you do a pretty good job. So I would encourage you. It's my field, so I'm marketing and corporate communications.
Yes,
that's my field. So it's something that I would encourage you to do. If you do not want to take the big loan, then you can always do it online. Do a degree of UE and just get your little degree there going and do your thing. Sure. But you're good so far in the marketing vibe. So I think that's a good direction to go. So we're gonna go ahead in that direction. This is the In the Spotlight radio show. It's 8:54 already in the studios, and we're speaking to Gael John Baptist, aka Trilla-G. And Trilla-G is Dominica's Calypso Monarch for 2023. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, before Calypso, he was out there. Some of us probably just didn't see much of him. But we'll get to that, and then we'll get into the Calypso business. All right, keep it locked.
In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m. In the Spotlight, featuring people from all walks of Dominican life, spotlighting their triumphs and tragedies, dreams, hopes, aspirations, untold stories, touching the human and personal side of our people in politics, religion, sports, business, music, culture, the media, and more. Getting to know our fathers, our public servants, youth, and the ordinary Dominican. Listen to their stories. No limitations, no restrictions, no holds barred. In the Spotlight will also spotlight interesting topics, issues, and relevant situations. Don't miss In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday nights from 8 p.m. In the Spotlight. In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m. In the Spotlight, featuring people from all walks of Dominican life, spotlighting their triumphs and tragedies, dreams, hopes, and aspirations, untold stories, touching the human and personal side of all people in politics, religion, sports, business, music, culture, the media, and more. Getting to know our farmers, public servants, youth, the ordinary Dominican. Listen to their stories. No limitations, no restrictions, no holds barred. In the Spotlight will also spotlight interesting topics, issues, and relevant situations. Don't miss In the Spotlight on Q95 FM radio every Monday night from 8 p.m.
It's the lyrics for me. It's the lyrics for me on this one. It is the lyrics for me on this one, Trilla-G. Listen, I swear it's the first time I'm hearing that song. Okay? I don't know how many other persons who are tuned in tonight. If you've heard this song before, you can put it in the comments. This song was made, so we're coming from Bouillon to Calypso. So you're a Bouillon artist first and foremost. When did you become a Bouillon artist and why Bouillon?
Well, back in 2017, my last year of college, myself and a group of guys that I used to hang out with every day, we all love to rap, and so we started doing rap battles, a cappella style, and freestyling and dissing each other, you know, out of good fun. Being young and, you know, just freeing up. And one day somebody took a video of us freestyling and then posted it on social media, and from there it just took off. It went super viral. So much so that the first video we had somebody reported it, we had to take it down. As soon as we upload it again, viral once again. And from there, everybody was buzzing. Well, people around my age group for sure was buzzing. Trilla-G. You can't even call it.
You try to remind someone.
No. Yeah, so everybody was buzzing Trilla-G. They loved my style and how I would deliver my punchlines and everything. Because like I said, since I'm young, I'm a creative and a very what do you call it? Like I like to act as well. So I was also in a movie in college, like a serious movie. Think Clement Richards, Baba.
Yes, of course.
Yes, Baba made a movie, The Gangster. It haven't come out as yet. From since that time, it haven't come out as yet. But big up Baba one time, and John Wanzer shot the movie. And
so you were the
so
gangster?
I like to act.
Were you the gangster?
Yeah, I was actually the main protagonist as a youngster.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a story about a guy. He wanted to become a gangster so bad that he, was doing whatever it could take. But people could see all along that he was no gangster. So
you start with gangster look and big chain and
transform my being for the movie. That's so acting is. And so, but then, so acting now tied into me delivering my punchlines and being, flamboyant with my presentations and everything. And so, I think that helped a lot. And that went viral. So from there, I had a friend, my best friend actually, he lives in St. Kitts right now. His name is Darren. Big up yourself, Darren. Darren had a friend of his name is Ranji.
I know Ranji.
Ranji, so we used to go by Ranji and pull up.
He's no longer, he's not in Dominica.
Yeah, but Ranji.
He's here?
Ranji and him that have Pit Nine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, mixing up people.
Yeah, okay. Easy Buy, remember that store, Easy Buy? So, meet Ranji, and then, I decided, okay, well, I'll use that as my big break. So I recorded the first song and I made it for Ranji because he knew Rio at the time, and Rio had a song playing on the radio. And I didn't know how to get any networking for that. So I figured it was Ranji.
Right.
So I asked Ranji, I asked him if I could get some airtime. Ranji, play big boss on me and he tell me, you like that, go back. He said, you don't like my song, he tell me, go back. I said, okay. So
what was the song?
I just leave it alone.
What was the song?
The name of the song was Con/Vanity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was wrong with it from Ranji's point of view?
The recording wasn't, honestly, it wasn't good.
Where you record that?
The recording wasn't good. I recorded that by a neighbor of ours. Me and my boy, they call it Moto. Moto is his name. So me and Moto, we go by a neighbor of ours. Well, Hexy. Hexy has do Calypso. So we go by Hexy. We use Hexy Studio.
By Hexy?
Yeah, by Hexy. Yeah. We use Hexy Studio and we make that track and thing, and it doesn't. Because me said that mix it. So I could mix and then trust me, it was me. So
you're killing me.
I just leave that alone.
Yes.
But then after the rap battles, people started talking more and more about Trilla-G, and then what happened that day we were freestyling by the same store, Easy Buy, and I ended up freestyling on a beat, the No Scrubs beat, TLC, No Scrubs. And I was saying there's a famous slang at the time called P-Wat. It has a derogatory name for a woman or something. So I said, I can't love a P-Wat. A P-Wat is a woman that can't get love from me.
Right.
And you chicken, what you say there? Load this phone, record again, post on social media, bye. And then he paid for me to go to studio and record it. So that was my first track that got, massive attention. So
that worked for Ranji, not the one you had done before.
Yeah.
What he recorded his phone.
Yeah.
That worked.
But I mean, it was good for you. And from there, that's when I entered into the music scene, and then I recorded a Booyah, right? Soon after, because right away I realized that rap wouldn't really make it. Like
But
you
there's
get-
a bit
you
of
get
rap
attention.
though in that sweet.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
But the beat is Afro, so you can more accept it as a Caribbean, feeling.
Because even if I heard it for the first time, I could actually immediately relate to it because of the beat that was
Right,
used.
exactly. So we record that Buyo. My first Buyo song was Cousin and Cousin It Doesn't. So we tried a thing, and then from there, I just kept making my songs, and and then I had that big hit, Mood.
Mood.
Yeah.
That we've not
We
played
have
that
Mood
one.
there,
Yeah, Mood there. Let's see if we can get a little from Mood. You are definitely a true lyricist. I'm actually taking my time to listen to the lyrics of your songs, and you do it so creatively. I mean, it's like in that song that I heard you mentioned Shelly, I heard you mentioned Asa, in reference to all of those guys. You clearly a talent. You clearly have skills. You write your own music.
Yes.
You compose your own songs.
Yes.
All of your songs.
Not compose all
Right.
of them, but most of them I compose. So what I'll do is I'll write, think of the rhythm, and then send it for my partner Savion. Big up Savion one time. He's someone that I work close with in terms of Buyo, and then he would go ahead and formulate a rhythm around that, or sometimes he would already have a beat. So that means that sometimes other people will compose. So compose is half and half, but definitely write all of my lyrics.
Tell me what Buyo did for you as an artist.
Well, Buyo basically got me in touch with my generation. It allowed me an avenue to express myself to people, who love Buyo music, and it also helped me to give them things that they themselves were missing in terms of, not just music, but in their everyday life, messages that they need to hear. Because I always pride myself on being different and standing out. So I was your average Buyo artist. I was the one to come and give you material to make you think. Even after you listen to this song, you will be pondering on the messages that I had, so that you can go back now and listen to this song again. To give this song plenty.
And it's interesting that you say that, because I'm listening here and I'm saying, oh gosh, I now have to go and listen back to a couple of those tracks and really take it in. And I think that is the impact that the music that you've produced will have on people who are now becoming new fans of Trilla-G. Because what will happen, Trilla-G, is that from winning the Calypso crown, you've gained quite a bit of new fans who will also be intrigued in understanding and learning what you did before you came on that Calypso stage in 2023. I want to ask you about lyrics. Very present now is the nasty business element of Bouillon, people being concerned, expressing their concerns on social media and everywhere else. Do you produce nasty business type of music, and is that a type of music that you would produce going forward if you don't now?
I think in Dominica, Dominica is a place where we have to be very careful. While I love and I respect all of my fellow artists, and I think we're too small to be fighting on one another, or not trying to encourage each other. I feel like we have a responsibility in Dominica. The reason why I say in Dominica is because sometimes I hear people compare us to the bigger islands like Trinidad and Jamaica and say, well, they're doing it, why can't we do it? But the thing is, Dominica is not big enough to have that sort of, differentiation between nasty business and what you consider quote unquote mainstream music. Dominica is not big enough for an underground scene. So what ends up happening is the music that is supposed to be underground ends up becoming mainstream. So I feel like we have a responsibility as the artist to, put out music, put out messages that will be comfortable with young children singing, because they're going to hear it anyway. And then I would see people talking about, well, is the parents' job to barrage their kids from that sort of music. But I mean, in Dominica we live in, it's a small country. Even if your child will hear it at your home, you can do what you want. A child going to hear this sort of music anyway.
Could be on a bus, going to school or home from school.
Right, and then
anywhere.
People can say what they want. I feel like it's different when they hear it. When they hear it coming from a Jamaican artist than a Dominican. When it comes out in my country, I don't know, it just feels different. No, don't get me wrong, I don't do sound like a hypocrite. I love my nasty business. You understand? I love the nasty business music, but I just feel like there's a time and place.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And I feel like we have a responsibility. But to each their own. However you have to make your bread, you make your bread, and I respect that. Like I said, I respect all my fellow artists and them, and I love to see young fellas try and make a name for themselves in any way that they can, and try and make money most importantly. So I'm happy for them. It's just that me personally, Trilla-G would not do songs that explicit without trying to mask it. I actually recently released a song for the carnival season entitled Ram. Ram, the lyrics go something like, I want to open up your PC, your personal computer, and ram it up, put some ram in it.
Okay.
So I mean, I feel
and
like
in the computer world, tell us what RAM is in the
RAM is random access memory.
Right.
You understand? So, I feel like there's a lot of creative ways.
But I was about to say, you were able to mask it well.
Right.
You understand?
But some people like to go for the shock value, and I mean, that's fine as long as you're comfortable with the repercussions you're going to have on society after, right?
In terms of Signal Band, I've been seeing you performing with Signal Band in recent times. Big up Signal Band. Sasha, I love her, by the way. We Ready? Is that a collab?
A collab with me and Shelly.
With you and Shelly.
Signal, those are my boys.
Yes, and they too have to be commended for the responsible behavior in the music that they produce. Let's take a little of this one. I love it, by the way. Love it. happen in a case like that?
Well, you know, collaboration with Shelly was a long time coming, you know, because me and Shelly, we have similar styles, but we're so different. We're so different and the same at the same time. Shelly is another guy who prides himself on his writing abilities, and myself. So we just came together for this carnival. We actually speaking about it for a while, but this carnival, you know, nothing happened before the time, and so we just decided to pull the trigger on this collab for this carnival, and you know, it was the perfect timing because it had been 2 years that people hadn't had, you know, that anthem of, you know, carnival and the road and the truck and everything. So we just came together to bring out that vibes in that song. Like I said, the fans were waiting for that for a very long time because, you know, they were actually the ones that were pressing us that Shelly and Trilla, Shelly and Trilla, Shelly and Trilla. So, you know, Shelly reached out and we make it happen.
I hear he told you that he's coming for you back in Calypso. I wonder if Shelly will really come back to Calypso. But I'll tell you this though, listening to it here in the studios is one thing. Right. But seeing you guys was at Sauce and Punch. Okay, but seeing you guys on stage, yes, I remember at some point on stage, you spin around and you said, boy, I mean Calypso cry. I just started to laugh. But you know, the performance, the live performance, seeing you guys perform and hearing it on the loudspeaker, I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe than just listening to it right here.
Different dimension.
Yes, good stuff.
Big up Signal Band and Shelly one time.
Do you intend on doing some more work with them?
For sure, yeah, man. Me and Shelly actually had to do another song during the carnival season that just passed, but because of all the running around with Calypso and he said was busy with, you know, his business ventures, Fantasy Tribe and all of that, you know, it kind of couldn't happen right away, but you know, we teased it on the truck, the people started feeling the vibes. So who knows, later on in the year, you know, something can happen, and probably in the future, you know, you might see more of Trilla-G and Signal Band.
Yes. I think it would be a good collaboration, you know, with them. So Trilla, we come from Bouillon Music. It's 9:21, the time in the studios, by the way. I got a couple of messages if I'll be taking some calls, so we'll definitely do that because I know some of you probably would just want to call and just you know, vibe with him a little, extend some congratulations and all of that good stuff. But Trilla-G, how did we make the transition? Well, it's not even a transition really, because you're doing Bouillon and you just decided you wanted to do Calypso. Right. Take us to the beginning, the genesis of this. How did this start?
Well, okay, so Calypso, like I said, growing up, I used to listen to it. Now I never feel like I would want to sing Calypso until a couple of years ago, I came across the Trinidadian Calypsos, some of the old school ones, not the present day ones, but more the old school ones. So I came across Calypsos from people like Trinidad Rio and of course the great his name also fish it help me.
Sparrow.
Sparrow and Zandoli, which I heard was Dominican by the way. And more Calypsonians, and I like their style of their Calypso, and it made me introduce myself to even our local Calypso again. And I remember I had started writing a Calypso with a co-worker of mine a couple years ago when it had the pyramid schemes. And
yes.
Yeah, so I wrote a Calypso.
I can tell it to blow you away now.
Yeah, so I actually wrote, I started writing on that, something about going back to the motherland in Egypt. That's where we're going.
You wrote a Calypso?
Yeah, I wrote a first verse or something like a little thing. So but basically the gist of it was we going back to the motherland in Egypt, because in Dominica right now we love our pyramids. Something like that, you know, something like that and stuff. So Yeah, so I tried that, but I didn't enter the competition because I was just having fun. I remember during COVID again, there was this extempo challenge to talk about COVID in an extempo style. So I remember that. Participated in that, and I posted that went viral as well, and even got a shout out from the president, Observer, so big up Observer one time, and he even told me from that time he was wanting me to come into Calypso. So I guess he had his wish granted recently, and so I always. Calypso was always dear.
What was biting you?
Yeah, it was dear. It was dear, but nothing to, until what happened last year, I wrote an answer to that song of Mystery the year before, Coco Fossil. So I wrote an answer for that song and I called it Selling Coke. And then, I had that song there for probably the entire of last year, and I said like, okay, well, it's one thing to put out this song for the carnival, but I just had the idea that, boy, wouldn't it be fun to actually write another Calypso to take part into the competition? And so that's when I started juggling 3 different ideas.
Okay.
And then I decided upon we sailing away from democracy on a dictatorship. So it was actually
the word. It was actually the word.
Right, it was the dictatorship. So I run that by my manager, tried there, and he told me when I run the 3 ideas by him, and then dictatorship was the last idea. He said, that is the one. I said, okay. So I went back, I write a first list. And if I can remember it, let me see if I can remember it to tell you people. Ever since I was a little youth, I wanted to go on a cruise. I used to ball mommy, oh no, when I see them ship on the sea. But now, as I growing up, I know why mommy never take me on. And my epiphany was since after 2003, we have been mounting a dictatorship all along. Yeah, so
no.
I go back to try that.
You have to go back to the drawing board with that one.
I go back to try that. Try to me.
What happening?
So he tell me.
Just the mommy, pa.
Yeah. So try to tell me. Well, Trilla-G, I understand what you're trying to say in this song. However, you have to make people enjoy the song. And you have to describe how the ship is, on the ship we party, we freeing up, really and truly, and we're being blinded by where we're going. So that's when I went back and I made some changes, some drastic changes to the song. And then I still had the hard word, the dictatorship, until by the studio I recorded it in, which is by Mr. Peter Later. He advised me, why not go with dictator? So I said, that's a brilliant idea. So I'm very grateful to that man as well for providing me with that little piece of, advice. And so I went back and rewrite again to tell a story about the dictator.
Dictator.
And
the whole vibe turn around.
Yeah, the whole vibe turn around.
Let's
From the time you said to me that I feel shivers.
Yeah, shivers.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen to it now, try to remember some of the other lyrics that you
We have your love, we just put
just sent me a note there, Trilla, and I think, you know, it's a good point. The person is saying, see, that's why it's important to have people in your corner that aren't yes people. They will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
For sure,
and I think that definitely is an important point.
For sure.
To me. So Trilla, definitely different lyrics altogether from what the first verse you gave us there. We would laugh you. Yes,
yeah,
on
no problem.
Big kicks on you. That one, right? but definitely the final product, you can see the creativity and the fact that you wrote this, even if you wrote the first verse and it was crap,
right.
which is what it was, it was crap.
Really,
and you came back and you came back with a masterpiece there, with that one. You released it, and what was the feedback like to you?
Oh well, from the time because I actually performed it at the Illuminations before
yes.
I released it, and from the time I performed it at the Illuminations, you know, social media was buzzing and going crazy. Yeah, so you know, big up the fans one time from the time they heard the song, they loved it and they couldn't wait. So a hype had done start to, you know, build up, and I went and tried to finish this song as soon as possible so that we could have it out the week after. And I dropped this song. I dropped the video of me performing at Illuminations, which also went viral, which got people, you know, even more anticipating the release of this song. And we dropped this song, and from there, you know, crazy again. Yeah.
I have to go to that post that you made. Why am I not seeing it on your page? Let's get it. Basically, when you started giving your story on the night, after that, you know, you put this post on your page where you're saying that you still think you're dreaming. Are you still dreaming, or have you woken up?
Right now, I think I've woken up. I've woken up a tad bit.
You've woken up a tad bit.
And I'm ready to get to work. I've actually started on the journey, because just yesterday I went to Chances, so that was my first little, you know, stint as the reigning monarch, you know, giving back to the community. Went to Chances for their birthday party for the training in February, and just, you know, did a light little performance for them and spend some time with them and, you know, show them, you know, that love that we also need, you know.
And we right, so there it
along
is.
with the Be More mentorship foundation.
Yes. And there it is, and we will talk as well, Trilla, about some of what you would like to do during your reign as the Calypso Monarch of Dominica.
Right.
And so you're right, wow, it still feels like a dream. I bet you said, like, wow, you know. Before I say anything, praises to the Most High.
For sure.
So you definitely wanted to acknowledge that there's a higher power.
Of course.
And that higher power was there with you through it all. You're saying last year around this time, if someone told me I'd be the 2023 Calypso King of Dominica, I'd probably suggest that they become a comedian.
Yeah.
A year ago,
Right.
you would have said that person is joking.
Joke.
Yeah, full of joke.
Kicks off.
Yes. You'd never have thought that would have happened.
Never. Not last year. Probably when
Maybe not even 6 months ago.
Not 6 months ago. Probably when I entered the competition, because now I know I'm in the competition, and you know, what else would you try to strive for other than to win? However, having not even think about entering into the competition, I would not even bat an eye when the person would have said something like that. But I want to go back to where you said that I found the Most High, because I want people to understand that there is a higher power. Whatever you choose to call or believe in and call him, you know, there is a God for me. I'll share a story. I'll share two stories.
Share with us.
Friday morning.
If the crown is a little troublesome, you can put it down, you know.
Yeah, I don't know my hair.
It's alright. It's alright.
We good.
We good. Just do that a little. Just
Yes.
yeah. And we good. Yeah.
We good.
We good.
I don't like to see that. I don't like to see that. I don't like to see that. We good.
Okay.
So the Friday morning, I woke up. I said a prayer. As I do, I pray every day. I pray in the morning and I pray for my sleep. So I said a prayer, and when I finished praying, for the entire week I was in Las. That's the Friday before the competition. As soon as I finished praying, I just felt a sudden calm energy. First thing I do, after that, I felt that energy. I call my mother, and I call the ghost, the person who shall not be named.
Right.
I call those two people. I say, Olio, I think I'm gonna meet tomorrow. I don't know anything for it. The real thing I tell you. I tell them, Olio, I think I'm gonna meet tomorrow. My mother say, okay. Okay, cool.
I mean, it's her son. She has to.
Yeah, and I explain why. I tell them the feeling I just get. The ghost now on the other hand say, I like your confidence.
So
I
it's
like
a
your
guy,
energy.
it's a farewell. We're breaking it down.
Yeah, I'm breaking it down. Detective Penela Frampton, man. But the ghost tell me, you know my boy, I like your confidence. Keep it up. Let's go with that same energy for the night. I say, no, you probably think like it's me trying to boost up myself. I tell you honestly, I just get a feeling
that you were going to win.
I will do.
No
The
joke.
real thing I tell you. That's no joke. So then, after that, we had to go and dip.
You're right there, yes.
So we had the watches and everything.
Yes,
I need
yes.
to explain really how we dip it.
Yes.
But from the time I entered the room, I was drawn to that box.
Really?
Yeah, I was drawn to that box. And then, I said a prayer. I said, God, it's been out to me. So help me to pick the best box that will give me the position to win. I pray and I finish. And then what happened when I ended up dipping 6? So as I finish praying, I try and tell myself, okay, God will tell me maybe it's not that one I drawn to, it's another one. But every time I say it's that other one, somebody else taking it. You understand? And then when I decide, okay, I can't take it again, from the time I come in the room, I see it's that one I want to dip. Let me just go and dip that. So I say I'll go at 6, and then when I go at 6, I say I get number 3. So I message my team one time, I tell them what they think. They tell me that's a great number. And so the rest is history in real life, like real history. Yeah. So.
And you were comfortable with number 3?
Not when I dip it.
Not when you dip it.
Remember, I just from Calypso.
Yeah, you don't
the
know what
strategy
number.
of numbering,
Yes.
not really that prevalent in my head, but I have a solid team. I call them the Calypso Avengers.
I saw that.
Yeah, the dream team of Calypso, and which consists of people like Alex Bruno, Father Briggs, and the Ghost.
The Ghost.
And
I
others
must uncover this ghost.
and others, others that helped along the way, people like J.L. Joseph and so on, and my mother, of course,
and that was what was amazing about you. By the next day or so, thereabout, you put out that post, or the day two days later.
That was like 2 days later.
Like
the
2 days later.
The early parade.
Right. But the
parade.
point is, I think even if you're saying you're new to this, I think you understand it very well, to the extent that you knew within a couple of days you had to put out something.
Yeah, man.
To credit the people who assisted you in the journey.
For sure, because I really and truly wanted to say it the night I mean, but then if I had start,
I
tell you, I say, I wanted to give everybody their praises, and everybody did it so genuinely. And they say they don't know nothing from me and so on. I work them, I can check them, because that is how grateful I am to them of their help. You understand?
And as you speak about that, we heard Trilla-G did his homework. Trilla-G didn't play. He took this whole thing seriously. Not putting out your entire strategy and what you did during this process, but give us a sense of what this was like from the time you started with the eliminations?
Well, eliminations, I sing a song and I made it to the quarterfinals, sang again, but I think even before the quarterfinals, probably after that, my first stardom, and that is why I wear that shirt. That is the shirt I wear for the first stardom tent. And you know what happened that night? I forgot this song. I forget this song. You understand?
How much of it did you forget?
I forget the second place. I forget.
Altogether,
the line coming to Jabawi. I forget that line.
Hector was there, man.
I forget that line. And that's the shirt I had that night. And so that's why I wear it tonight, you know, as a symbol of, you know, I overcome.
Yes, of course.
A little hiccup. But from that happened to me, you know, members of the Calypso Association, they pulled me aside and, you know, they talked to me and they gave me a little vote of confidence, and I said, you know, that's your first time, let's keep on going. But, you know, I took it as, okay, people don't stand to write me off because, look, now they tell me, oh, it's my first time, that's expected. So they're not even expecting much from me. You understand? And I take that as fuel, and I say, you see, narratives, I like to break narratives, you understand? So even people that used to say, like, coming from Bouillon, that I wouldn't be able to go all the way, I had to break that narrative. And I had to break that narrative about just come, and so I used that as fuel, and thankfully, I had some people along the way that I met that really helped me. So they gave me advice, and you know, I soak it like a sponge. So they teach me how to stand up properly, you know, present yourself like a king. You have to believe you're a king if you want to be a king, you know, and all of those little tips and advice, you know, the Calypsonians, or you can take those tips. This is for everybody, for us, all of us to get better, and for the art form to get better on our own.
But so, when did you realize you were onto something?
Let me tell you when.
Because I think in your notes there, you wrote that, you know, it's like almost things became real.
Okay, let me tell you when. Let me tell you when I realized the crown was the goal. After the quarterfinals, I had a meeting with by that time the ghost had introduced himself to me. So
wait. So the ghost was communicating to you without you knew who it was?
Yeah, no, I knew who the person was.
Oh.
Oh, that cannot know the person. So the ghost had the person was asking people for me. They said they want to talk to me, they want to, you know, give me some advice, basically. But then after the quarterfinals, or ahead of the semis, I think it was, you know, like just before semis. Yeah, I think it was just before semis. The ghost introduced me to Father Briggs. So when we go there, we had a meeting, and
so the ghost was at the meeting with Father Briggs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, along with, you know, somebody, my good friend.
Okay. Yes.
People.
Yeah, people. Yes.
My people. So we had the meeting, and when I realized we were going for the crown is when Father Briggs told me, my boy, that song can't be the crown. So then they tell me, have you started?
So by then, dictatorship
is what we're talking about.
What was in play.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
So they tell me, both of them ask me, have you started writing a second song? I tell them, yeah, man, because I started writing I tell them, yeah, man. So I start. A pleasant good evening, everybody. I am the undercover agent, Trilla-G. I didn't come here I only come here to infiltrate Calypso, just to tell you some secrets you didn't know. So that was the original lyrics.
Right.
It didn't have Bouillon Calypso.
Okay.
That come from Father Briggs. But so I had some of the lyrics and I give it to them. From at the end of the first verse, they start to like, you know, like when children, when they see candy and they start to like giggle and thing. Them man were like cheering like a song. Them man say, what? Them man say, boy, you wait for the crown, man, my boy.
Yes.
I don't know why this thing. So from there, that little confidence the man give me, I I say, okay, yeah, we go and try and win it all. And that little moment went such a long way to me, because I pride myself on my work on the reaction, the genuine reaction people give. So like, I might sing something for you, and then you'll tell me, yeah man, Trilla, good job, but I don't watch all your eyes and your face and your mouth move already. You understand? So I can use that to determine how true your good job is. You right? Or if you just say that, and from their reaction, I could tell that I had something good on my hands. And so that's when I realized, okay, we're going for that crown. So I didn't let them sleep. I didn't let them get any rest. I was on their back, and they said I was on my back. And all of us, we function like a well-oiled machine because we all believed in each other, and so we made it work. It was hard, but we make it work.
So you completed the song,
Yes.
the lyrics
For
the second one.
the boycott?
Yes.
No. Not at that point in time.
Not at that point.
So what happened was I hit a writer's block.
Oh boy.
I hit a writer's block a week before the finals. Yeah. And I just could not finish that verse. That last verse.
So you had how many verses by then?
So what happened was I had 3 verses, and then I had ideas for a 4th verse and a 5th verse. Yeah.
Would you have gone with a 5th?
It could have worked,
Okay.
but I was advised to just
stick with 4.
Stick with 4. Because what happened is, just like Dick Taylor, I hit in a certain person blows, but I give in the other side blows to him. And so with the boycott, I also wanted to try that, but I had to dedicate an entire verse to the other side, to give them blows as well. So I actually have a whole verse giving them blows. You understand? Something like I don't know if I should say it.
You can say it. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
So it was the punchline, or it ended like, so you see how I have the punchline in the first verse that saying he get caught while fixing his cabinet, and people was just going wild. The punchline in that verse was going to be, they calling for change, it must be the change in bossman pocket, you know. And that was the punchline that starts giving them blues. You understand? And,
But you left it out.
But I take it out because it would have been more cohesive to the storyline if I just talk about the boy that get caught.
Okay. You stick to the storyline.
Yeah, but that last verse to really resolve everything came together when I was at work, and Mr. Harrigan, big up Harrigan one time. If you went for Harrigan again, now that crown, because he advised me, okay, you're talking about a boy that get caught. When you get a physical cut, what do? You go to the hospital, you get a band-aid, you try to heal your cut, or you try to take measures for the future that you don't use that knife that way so that you can cut yourself. And that was the missing piece I needed.
Did you stop for a moment and just go and try to write that down?
No, I write down what he tell me, and I keep it in my head all day. And by that time, I had a meeting with Father Briggs
and the ghost
that day, and then we put it down.
And that was it. And the decision was made not to release before.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Honestly, it took a lot of convincing me. So we went back and forth for about an hour on the phone, and that's when, around that time was when Alex Bruno came on board, and so we was on a call, all 3 or 4 of us, just going at it, because I was telling them, what people think, what I myself think, but at the end of the day, I trusted in them, because they know a lot more about Calypso than myself.
And Father Briggs himself actually did that one time, didn't he?
Exactly.
Yes.
And so, it's one thing where consumers wanted this song out, so they could listen to this song. But it's another thing where people who have actually been in the position, advising you and giving you, solid tips.
It's a risk, Trilla-G, but it's a risk that can be taken if you know that your material is going to be impactful
On the night.
on the night. If it's not going to be, if it's just an ordinary song, no, you cannot do that. If it's a song that is going to be impactful and you're going to have people listening for the next line and the next line and the next line, then it would have been the right decision to make. And the decision was made and it was the right one.
Yeah. So
And it worked.
I trusted in them. Actually, my team probably don't even know that, but I ended up calling the president. I tell the president, boy, and the pressure there. I under pressure because people say that all the president tell me, my boy, you have a team. Your man that just coming to Calypso. The best advice I can give you is to trust your team. You know, and that was literally the best thing I heard all season, was to trust in my team, because all they had was good intentions for me. You know, they really wanted to see me win, because I mean, a win for me was a win for them, because they really invested time and energy into me, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for them, and I'm grateful for everybody who played a part in my success.
What was the day like for you, the day of competition, the Saturday?
The worst day. The worst. Everybody was saying I should be relaxing, but I wasn't relaxing. I was up and down. Yep. Whole week I was up and down, and on the day I was still up and down.
Up and down, ensuring that everything was in place.
Ensuring that everything was in place, and then it had the rain.
Did you get wet?
Yeah, man, I get
You were
wet.
not concerned about that?
Of course I was concerned.
And your
about
voice?
that. I was very concerned about that. I was concerned about everything. But if you don't get done, really and truly, at that point in time, it really didn't have much help that I could do. I mean, my mother on my team, my mother my mother kind of be running around steady for me. The people on my team, I mean, I sort of state, Father Briggs had stuff to do,
priest,
and then the ghosts kind of be seen. You check?
One question, why couldn't
to make it happen.
One question, why couldn't the ghost be seen? Is it because the ghost is in a certain position in society? The ghost is... Why couldn't the ghost be seen? What is the secret about the ghost?
You watch Casper already?
Huh?
You watch Casper already?
Yes.
You know watch Casper?
Yes.
Well, ghost is something that can be seen.
So, okay.
Whatever.
Okay, alright. You come on the night of competition and you are ready to roll. I hope by then you were then relaxed.
Well, I mean, even before that, it's important to note that I had actually almost given up. Yeah, man, 6 o'clock before the competition. Because it was just becoming so much. You know, it was becoming a lot. Yeah. And
you're young, eh? You're young. Let's not forget that.
Right. I sit down on the floor of the stadium and I check in, boy. Yeah. Fellas, I had a good run. And then I had some friends that was passing by, DJ Wiz. He gave me some good words of inspiration, and Swing Stars had just finished song check. So Mr. Peter later, he walked up to me and he told me, you see, I tell you this big man thing and there, I tell you this big legs that there, and he tapped me on my shoulder. I said, what Mr. He's trying to tease me. So I think that gave me a little feel too, like, you're trying to tease me, I have to prove you wrong. But not only that, as soon as he said that, and the other guys, you know, we finished talking, what actually I needed to help things come into place end up working out right away, which was for the screen man to come and check me, for me to give him the great presentation that we had for the boycott and just plan everything out with him. And from the time I gave him that, I felt a little better, so I just went to organize myself to come back for the show and get ready to win a crown.
And you were number 3, so you had to be there in time, right? And you get on stage and you're ready to present this song.
Ready to present, like the whole week that just passed didn't happen.
Yes.
When I come on the stage,
mic in hand, band ready.
Business is business.
Yes.
Yeah, business is business. And I was ready to give it my best. And that's exactly what I feel like I did. You know?
And the first round was in fact the second song for you
Yes,
in
yes,
this case.
yes.
So people were going to hear that for the first time. What were you hoping for, Trilla?
So what I did the day before, big up my NCCU crew one time, because the day before I went to NCCU to practice the song and make them hear it for the first time, to really gauge to see if that song would get a particular response on the first time people hear it. And honestly, the reaction was superb and it was what I wanted. And I warned them before I sing it. I tell them it's not because it's me. I want all you to be harsh critics because I want to know, I want to gauge myself really and truthfully and honestly where I am at with this song. Even if I could turn back at that point in time, but I still wanted to know, you know. And they reacted so wonderfully. I said, okay, I'll take my chances. And I went into the stadium that night thinking that I should get them same reactions. And I called out all my people to come and support, all my fans and them to come and support all the young people and so on and so forth. And
at what line did you think you got the audience?
Well, I think I had them hooked and captivated from the presentation. Because from time the presentation stopped and the bike showed coming into the stadium and we enter on the bike and people start to scream, it just gave me a boost of confidence, and yeah, I just feel like I start to move different there. Yeah, I start to move different, and then I come on the stage and I start to perform, and when I get that first punchline and I see the crowd start to scream, I say, okay,
fuel to your fire.
that's it. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, all I had to just focus on was to not forget my song, remember my lyrics, and I knew I'd be okay.
Because the song was what, just about a week or so old, a week and a half?
Right.
Yes.
The entire song was just about a week.
Yeah, thereabout.
Right.
So you were happy with your round one performance?
I was satisfied.
You were satisfied.
I was satisfied. I'm a person, I always find room for improvement in everything. But for that point in time, I was satisfied.
And then
I still feel like you had things I could fix, but I was satisfied.
so after round one, Trilla, it's 9:55 already, but you know, we're talking. Round one, you perform at number 3. 2 people performed before you, others came after you.
Right.
At the end of it, did you feel, I think I knocked this out of the park enough to be number 1 or number 2 after round one?
I remember I told my mother and my partner that was there, Paul, he has partner on the bike, big up Paul one time. And I remember I tell both of them, go in the dressing room, and I tell them, anything from second runner-up go down, I can be vexed. Yeah, man.
You said that
I tell them.
after the round one of competition?
No, not round one. After I finish the Taylor, I tell them, all you know, second runner-up go down, I'm going to be very disappointed. Because I mean, you know, you work hard, and when you work hard, you need your dues. You know, you need to get what you deserve and things. So, I tell them I'm gonna be disappointed. And my mother was like, "But you say that and thing. You know, you did your best, and you know, if you come out in the top 4, and people always was telling me that like top 4, I don't hear that. I come to win something. I come to compete. You understand? And that is the competitive fire and nature I have. I wouldn't have been pleased with myself if I allowed myself to perform any less than I wanted. So I mean, the crown was the ultimate goal, but I would have been okay once I did not go from second runner-up go down.
There was some good competitors that night.
Yeah.
You had Shanice, who had 2 pretty good songs, and in fact the second one was written by your friend, by Shelly. Yes. Shelly, so you had Shanice there. She performed at number 1. Then you had Dice, who was looking for crumb number 10 and would have come to give his all on that night. You had Daryl Bob, whether you like him or not, he performs, every time, all the time. There was some tight competition on that night.
Of course.
Daddy Chess, all of these people came and they brought their A game. And who was it? Probably say, no, it's a young guy not coming and take the crown tonight.
Right. And I want to really congratulate all Calypsonians for the work they put on for this season, but especially the finalists. You guys were some formidable motivators, as I like to call them, which really helped me to push myself to go to the extreme to perform in a way that could help me capture the title of Monarch 2023. So big up Monarch guys, Monarch Daddy Chess, Bob, JD, Mighty D, Shanice, The Healer, Black Diamond.
Yes, yes, definitely.
They really was some good competition this year, especially Dice. It's no easy feat to beat a 9-time king, a man that have Calypso in his veins and in his blood. I was happy to be a part of history in that sense. And something that really touched me is when they announced the results.
But I was coming to that.
And then the first thing he do was reach out and tag me, and make me feel so solid, man. And it made me feel like I was a part of the brotherhood, the fraternity of the Calypso Association.
Even in your first year?
In my first year.
Yes. There you are. The third runner-up is called, the second runner-up is called, and then the two remaining, you and King Dice, brought up front. Trilla, I mean, really, what was going through your mind at that time? What was it, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm here? Or, oh gosh, I beat Dice. I know I beat Dice. I know that crowd is mine. What was going through your mind?
Honestly, at that point in time, like I said, anything from second run up would I wasn't with that. So that I had passed already, really and truly, like everybody else, believed if it was anywhere around, I think nobody would have a problem with it that much. But I believed in myself because I knew that the writing I did was otherworldly. Like, I don't think I wrote those songs. I think it has something that took over me to write these songs, and so I really wanted, to feel the sense of achievement in that regard, and so on and so forth. And I wanted to build a legacy for myself and to become, that guy to come in straight from eliminations from Bouillon. I've never seen Calypso before in any capacity, and make it all the way to the finals and win. That was the ultimate goal and the best feeling. So I really wanted that. But if I didn't win, I still would have been grateful for the experience.
History making, first time ever done. You're only 23 years old, and I mean, for you, this has to be a major achievement. Achievement. How do you feel about that part of it?
Well, I am very, very, very honored and very grateful for this responsibility, I should say, that has now been bestowed upon me. I feel like I have a lot to deliver and give to the world, not just Dominica, but to the entire world. And I feel like this is just a stepping stone in the right direction. There may be more crumbs in the future, but even if I am no longer a king after my year of reign, which I will try my best to do so honestly and dutifully even if I'm no longer a king after then, I always carry myself like a king and represent my country and my people and my mother and everybody that have confidence in me to the best of my abilities, represent myself like a king. And I'm so grateful for the honor that I could finally touch the hearts of many Dominicans that I've met.
Oh my God.
In the week, that love their king, and I love them back same way, full speed.
New fans for you. New fans for each other. I did promise that I was going to try to take some calls for him, so we can still do that if you're still up and still willing to do so. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, and then the overseas number, I believe, is 305-432-9624. As we're getting ready to wrap up here, you may have to take off the and put on some headphones so you can hear this time around.
Okay, no problem.
So the headphones will cover the whatever you have concerns about, right? Okay, so just put on the headphones. Let's see if we can take some calls quickly before we wrap things up tonight. Again, 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, overseas 305-432-9624. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening. Thank you.
Over the years, bringing out these books and websites of people, and also the Trilla-G's achievement of winning that ground, because I was one of the people that was skeptical about even bringing out the second song, and he proved, a little bit in this motivation here what they say is the captain, that's what Trilla-G's a very impressive young man, and he has a sharp brain. I understand him a little better tonight, that's why I see you doing a very good job. And when he answered the question about nasty business, he answered that question like he have a doctorate in psychology. So, you have a sharp brain. I love how he's picking up everybody that played a vital role in his success. Men like Ramji, Easy Buy, and the other people. But he made history in Dominica and no respect for that. So, Trilla-G, pick up yourself, and Trilla-G continue doing a great job.
Thank you, most welcome.
Yeah, man, big up, Fibjada.
I suspect so.
Yeah, man, yes. Big up one time, because trust me, you don't feel in my fire. Everyone was talking on Facebook. I say, okay, no problem. Big up yourself, bro.
Let's take this one. Good evening. Overseas line, yes.
Paul, I don't usually call radio stations. Can you hear me correctly?
We are hearing you, my dear.
Okay, first of all, could I live at night? You are looking like $1 million. What's the miracle TV show? Love to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Secondly, this is just me calling to publicly tell Trilla-G that I am so proud of him. And for those who don't know, this is Lady Joseph calling. This is just me, signing out. Trilla, I am extremely proud of you, and I hope that you are as proud as others are of you. I know I told you that already, but I hope you maintain your humble spirit and you just continue to be the intelligent young man that you are.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Good evening.
I appreciate you.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, good evening. Just wanted to say congrats to the Monarch. I have seen this young man. This young man has been welcomed at my home. And I just really want to say, you have made us very proud, guy, and just continue striving for the best. And we will just be there for you at all levels that you look at doing with your career in your music. So just know we are here for you.
Thank you very much. I'm getting that voice. I'll pass it later.
You'll pass it later. Thank you. Good evening.
Great song, great composition. Actually, hours before the show, I predicted there was going to be a new Calypso Monarch. I had Charlotte up there with you. But after that first song and that song, I took over for me. I knew it was going to be it. And I congratulate. We need, the young people need someone to look up. I think you is it. Don't disappoint me. And I hope to see you in NYC very soon. Actually, I know one of your brothers in NYC. All right, so congratulations, man.
Yeah, man.
And let us be proud for that year. I'll be looking on to hear and see you sometime.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. Yeah, probably we'll get to the NYC, one day. I'd love to, be included into that group. Yeah, man. So big up. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Good evening. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Feds is fine.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you to you, first of all. This is the lady that was messaging your phone the night of the show. And so if I didn't get to see that show, Trilla-G performing, I might have collapsed.
Oh, I remember you.
Boy, first, listen to me. That child decided, Mommy, that fella, first time we see him, Mommy, he's okay. For me, and I desperate that night to get connected. I paid to stay home just for the umbrellas to have me, for me to see him perform. Young man, I wish you all the best, and I see a bright future ahead for you. Just try for what you want, and you have a lot of support behind you. Okay? And
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Trilla, okay, let's take this one, and then we want to ask you something. Good evening. Good evening, my dear.
Congratulations, Trilla-G. And today, I was surprised you didn't ask one question, but Trilla-G, I'm going to ask it as instead. What are you going to do with your prize money?
Wait. Me, after what someone give me, and she's gone, she's gone. I ended up giving someone a song for the next year, based on that question. So we never know. You remember what someone said? Drink or no. Let's take this one. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Go ahead, ma'am, you're on. She's listening to her computer or something. Good evening. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, Fernanda, good night.
Hi, good night.
Trilla-G, good night.
Good night.
You need stop everyone.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds like Pat.
Yeah, good night, big man.
Call.
No.
I have to call because this young man is a very talented young man. On the night of the decision, you get a little disappointed, but I always know to myself, to win a Calypso competition, you must have something special. Because we always compare this an election. I always say in an election the worst person can win. But in a Calypso competition, only the best can win. And there can be 2 or 3 best. But to win a Calypso competition, you have to have something special. No ordinary person can win a Calypso competition. And listening to this guy tonight, what his preparation, his road to the crown, I can, I take up my hat to him. Trilla-G, you have something special. You have quite a few things that are special. And change is good too. What others have to do is move with the change. In the new phase of Calypso, you got a nice fresh change. All the other Calypsonians have to know, embrace the change and roll with it. Congratulations, young man.
Yo, I mean,
Oh,
thanks.
Pat, you really touched him there. With that, and that's a legend, that's a legendary writer right there. Pat Aaron, this is really something with you calling to make this contribution to Trilla-G, and I know this is impacting him there right now emotionally. I don't think he saw that call coming or expected that call at all. Trilla, how just hearing from Pat Aaron, how did that make you feel?
Yeah, man, boy, Pat is one of boy.
Okay.
Boy, see me now.
We'll just take another call, okay? We will take another call.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate my cousin, Trilla-G.
Don't listen to the radio, my dear. Just go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I just want to congratulate you. Tell him this is his cousin in America. Yeah?
Yes.
No, no, congratulations.
Don't listen to the radio, my dear. Don't listen to the radio. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's take another call. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Mr. Trilla-G,
Yes, sir. Good evening.
I want to congratulate you. I think it's a very nice film tonight that you'll have in. I think he gave a very good account of himself, and he showed how he's humble hidden and hard work and put in the efforts and the work and the strategy and commitment and the love to achieve what he achieved on the Carnival Calypso final night. In fact, I was on the Q broadcast that night, and I said he had not put out his second song. And actually, I don't know the Calypso, Latino Calypso, who had a second song, did not release it early. And when you get to the stage, he forfeit. So I was saying to Tom Sodedo and to Ken Richards that he has to come to a wall in that song so that the crowd can pay attention to it and can follow it through from the first verse to the end. And he came ready and did that. He came with that impact that the crowd listened to the first verse, once we heard the second verse, and as soon as it was in the middle of the song, the crowd was being like they knew the song from days gone by. So I think it was a very good effort there. And I thought that he did not release the song to avoid it being contaminated, because people critique and criticize and they say things, and that was a good strategy, but you have to be very good at research to be able to maintain on the night. And as soon as I heard that first song, I said the second song, which is well popular, well put together, will give him an edge in the competition. It was a very good show. I want to congratulate him, wish him well. And based on how he answered you and how he spoke here tonight, which is that is a young man with a good promise for the youth of Dominica, for Dominica generally. I'm very happy to hear Pat, because Pat is a legend writer, and he's himself sang Calypso before. And so forth, he's a good example of Calypso, what Calypso meant and what it represents. And I think it's called a good encouragement to you, Trilla-G, and of course, the other Calypsonians, both who are already engaged and those who are coming in to the show. Very nice show tonight. Congratulations to you and to Fulani as well.
Yeah man. Thank you so much. And big up Pat on one time. That was huge for me.
Good evening. Hello, good evening. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, sorry about earlier on. I just want to congratulate my cousin. Tell him I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of you, Trilla. Honestly, you make me cry when you're speaking about your father there. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for making me proud. Imagine that was my king, and I decided, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going all the way with my cousin. And it did happen. Congratulations, cuz. Love you.
Thank you, cuz. You love yourself, cuz.
You're most welcome, my man. I wanted to ask, I'm definitely not going to ask you what you're going to do with your money. I suspect some investments probably coming along, or making sure you're ready for next year, that kind of vibe. But we're hearing some comments like, it's young people time and that kind of thing. Is that the way you view this win?
Well, young people time. Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be a shaking up. Due to the young people that are contributing to all facets of society nowadays. In myself, Shirley, the Queen, Adi Singleton, and many other young people, such as I can think of Nakia Joseph, and other young people, are just contributing and doing so much for Dominica on a whole. Because honestly, I think Dominica needs some fresh ideas, fresh ideas from young people, because many of the ideologies that we have right now and the processes and so on are kind of still. So we have those fresh ideas to bring in, to really transform and keep up with the times. We're not necessarily here to take over, but we need to work together, young and old, because the old have the experience and they can help us refine many of the ideas that we may want to bring up to the table. So young people time can be a good rally for young people to get behind and really start to contribute more. But I also believe that we should also work together. So big man thing and young people time have to come together and work together for the progress of our country.
I agree. Good evening. Good night.
I just want to say, God loves you. Huh?
Thank
This
you.
person just wanted to tell you that.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, yes. You love you too.
He loves all of us.
All
All
of
of us too. We will take one or two more calls if you all still want to call in. Good evening. Good evening.
Asking Trilla-G, if you want to book him for like school visits or talks, how do we go about it?
Hi, okay, so for bookings in any regard, you would have to go through the manage. That's 612-2365, that's Trilla Edwin, that's my manager.
You can repeat the number.
612-2365, Trilla Edwin.
Okay, and good evening to you, Tridell. I actually went through Tridell too. I didn't even find you. I mean, I know if I'd gone to you directly, it would have still worked out. But sometimes I feel too that we need to respect those lines, and so I went to Tridell and said, I would love to have, and he worked it all out, in terms of getting you ready to be on the program here tonight. So go through Tridell to get, Trilla-G for whatever it is that you require from him. Where do we go from here, Trilla? Young Trilla-G.
From here,
yes,
we go on to Rain with authority, and I really come to leave a stamp and leave a mark on my country. The ultimate goal is to come back and try to repeat. Of course, I'd love to do that. But if that doesn't happen for whatever reason,
okay,
then I would like to know that the year that I spent here, I really and truly made people see that the people, like the judges, when they found favor with me, that the king did what he was supposed to do and represent, not just for Dominican or but for the young people, to give us some sort of confidence in young people, and that's basically the plans for this year. So we'll be working on some stuff, and I'll be working closely with the Queen Alicia Blitzen, making sure that we ready for 40, like I said. On the music aspect, some Booyah projects I'm working on. So might do some music videos and put out some singles, really and truly, now that I have, a lot of the Dominican, what you'd say,
you have the attention of
the attention.
the Dominican people.
Right. So I really want to showcase to them, my ability, when it comes to being on the mic in another platform, which is the Booyah, and showing how well I contribute to that genre.
You do good stuff. I'm actually going to go listen to some of your tracks.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
Yes, you're welcome.
And I'm just going to continue being the person that I am. This crown on my head didn't refine me too much because I was already that package. It's just going to amplify the person that I am already. So, you can look out for bigger and better things from me this year. Hopefully we can go on some tours. And,
definitely, that needs to happen.
And like you say, if someone wants to step up and send me school.
Yeah, you'll go. Of course.
I'll definitely go, and I will not waste the resources.
You will not waste.
Not at all.
I believe that. Let's take this one. Good evening. Hello? Hello, good evening. Did you disappear? Okay. You're there. You're dialing again. Trilla, any words for the Dominica Calypso Association? Anything you would like to see them do differently? Anything you would like to see them bring on board?
Well, I give them all their flaws already. I can give them more. So big up to them. Any fire I already have for them, they get it in private already, or they will get it in private, which is not really fire. It's just ways that we can, build up on. And like I said, it's fresh ideas, trying to introduce, different ways to do things.
To do things better.
Yeah. So I'll talk to them. I have Nari number, I have observer number. I can always reach them one call away. They always answer the phone. Always pick up the phone. And you
can always have an audience with them as well,
right,
and just share some ideas, exchange ideas, thoughts, and so on.
That's true.
We're going to take this final call for tonight, and let's see who that lucky person is. Good evening. Good evening. Speak up though, please.
I do not know this young man, but I just want to congratulate him because his father came from the very city of Monarch. And I'm from Calypso. I want to make him well and continue to do how much I appreciate his song. I love him. God bless him. Bye-bye.
All right, so basically, probably the others didn't hear. Basically, this person was saying she's from Monarch, and your dad is from just next door, and she just wanted to say how much she appreciated, your songs and what she heard from you.
Yes,
so Trilla, we're going to wrap it up. I know many times, in saying thank you, we may forget somebody or whatever, but I know there are some people you really just want to touch and extend gratitude to them for their support.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to big up the whole of the NCCU for your continued support. I cannot call up all departments and everybody by name. Big up the whole NCCU, big up my team, big up Alex, Bruno, Joseph, my mother, Saman for Dr. Later, Peter Later for his good arrangements, the Ghost one time, Father Briggs, big up the dancers that came on board last minute and the cadet guys that came on board last minute, and the people who built the boat, Mr. Gabriel John Baptist for his painting of the boat, Mr. Jones that built the boat that was seen on stage that really helped me to seal that win. Big up the judges one time for doing a great job this year and finding favor in myself. Big up to all the other Calypsonians. Big up to Mighty D who had the road match. Big up to my sponsors, the people that give me a little boost, a little help for this season. That's NCCU, Harris Paints, Fine Foods, and big up to everybody that love, support, share, comment, react. The songs that I had. Thank you for your continued support, and my fans, look out for some more new projects from me, bigger and better things to come. I can assure you that. And big up to my team who I started with and I still am with. That's Ranji, Trilla-G, the 365 family. Big up on yourself. And everybody who met me and give me well wishes, trust me, I take every single one of them and I appreciate them. Anybody that has given me gifts so far from the season and also after becoming the Monarch, people.
And you have some coming from Flo as well.
True.
Yeah, you didn't know.
What is that?
You have some free services, a handset, and
Okay. So maybe when I said that.
Whenever you're ready, I'll do that to you tomorrow.
Alright, and everybody else that has been giving me, that royal treatment.
Yes.
I really and truly.
You deserve it.
Thank you to everybody.
Where can people find your music?
You can find my music on my YouTube page. That's Trilla-G on YouTube, Trilla-G. You can follow me on social media. My Facebook page is Trilla-G, and my Instagram is @Trilla on the mic. And I was going to say something else.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah,
that's it. That should be it for now, right? My dear, again, huge congratulations to you on winning this title, this crown, the way you did it, the records you broke, the history you made. Congratulations to you. And I mean, just based on my interactions with you so far, I can tell that this is going to be a beautiful reign for you. I can tell that you're going to do some good things within that year. Again, you're teaming up with Miss Dominica. I think you are going to do some amazing things. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of the other stuff that you're coming out with. And I really just want to wish you well. And I think you're going to do well. I see you follow your father's footsteps in terms of the sharpness. So, I think we have a good king on our hands this year. And we look forward to seeing what is going to come from all of it. All the best to you. And again, thank you for being here with us this evening on the In the Spotlight radio show. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yes, thank you so
much.
And
to all the folks, yes.
Thank you so much for having me, Felina. It was truly a pleasure. And yeah, this should be my last interview in like a while, and it's surely a very, very good conversation.
Yes, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down
yes,
to.
big up all my fans. Big up everybody that's watching on Facebook.
Yes.
Yes, you guys comments so well appreciated and very, you know, they did. Even though partner each other with me.
Cry. Oh my God! I think a little something came out in the eye.
Yeah. Oh, but sorry.
What you forget?
No, as I just.
Oh.
I was